NamRA Kachenu, NamRA yetu, NamRA Kachenu, NamRA yetu, NamRA Kachenu, NamRA yetu, NamRA Kachenu, NamRA yetu.
NamRA, serving with passion.
Hello and welcome to this edition of NamRA Kachenu, where the focus is on tax, customs and excise matters. My name is Elise Dentlinger and I'm honored to be in your company for the next half an hour or so. In recent developments, practical tax calculation sessions held in 4 towns. NamRA participates in the Public Enterprises Games. All that and more coming to you in a while. Stay tuned. Between 17th and 30th of May 2024, NamRA held a practical tax calculation session in Oshakati, Wolfish Bay, Otjiwarongo and Keetmanshoop. Through these sessions, NamRA officials provided insights on tax calculations, ensuring that taxpayers have a thorough understanding of their tax obligations. Here is a recap.
and 250,500 per annum for his full-time employment at NAS during the 2023 year. He contributes 18,500 towards the pension plan.
It was only limited to 40, but now you can go up to 150,000 per year. What do we mean? So along with deduction, it can be study police for your kids. You can either have 5 study police, but mustn't be exceeded 150.
NamRA made a second appearance at the annual Public Enterprises PE Games from the 6th to the 8th of June 2024 at Oshakati, competing in various sport codes such as netball, athletics, volleyball, soccer, tug of war and pool. Here is a glimpse of the event.
NamRA versus August 26.
After the break, we will be joined by Ms. Frieda Muaine, Senior Manager Regional Operations within NamRA's Domestic Taxes Department. Be sure to stick around.
NamRA Kachenu, NamRA Kachenu.
Welcome back, and we are now joined by Ms. Frieda Muaine, Senior Manager Regional Operations. Good day, Ms. Frieda Muaine, and welcome to NamRA Kachenu. We are so honored to have you with us here today.
Good day, Elise, and thank you.
So, Ms. Frieda, tell us, can you describe your professional background and outline your responsibilities as a Senior Manager of Regional Operations?
Wow, Elise, thank you for the question. My professional journey has started from my operational level, and it has moved up to the leadership roles. Basically, I started in 1999 as a customs officer in Windhoek office. That was just after my graduation. So I started immediately after graduating and joined the Ministry of Finance then as a customs officer under the audit enterprise unit. Few years thereafter, I should say only 2 years thereafter, I joined IRD because my passion was more in Texas. Although the customs part was also close to my heart, I went to join Inland Revenue under the position of Senior Tax Officer. And then I'm relocated from Windhoek office to Wolfish Bay office. Within Wolfish Bay office, I spent almost 15 years in Wolfish Bay office, where I have also climbed the ladders in the ranks, and then was a middle manager with a position of a control taxation officer. Within control taxation officer, I also have subordinates that was reporting to me, of which I was heading the assessment division. Thereafter, down the line, should I say maybe 6 to 7 years, and then I was promoted again, once more within the IRD ranks, and I became a deputy director. And that deputy director position was in Otjiwarongo office. So I was stationed in Otjiwarongo office in 2016. So 4 years I spent in Otjiwarongo office with full establishment of plus minus 70 staff under me. When NamRA was launched, definitely, I was invited as one of the deputy directors also to the launching of NamRA. That was on the 7th of April 2021. And then when I went there, I did not know that I got the position of a senior regional manager position. So I was only informed there. So it's a journey that I have worked through from operational levels to the leadership roles. So that is basically the journey itself in my career. Thereafter, as a senior regional manager, my responsibilities is to oversee the full regions. The regions are basically seven regions that are geographically situated in Namibia. And these regions are based in Wolfish Bay, Otjiwarongo, Oshakati, Rondu, Katima, Kietmans, and then we can come to the central office. So they all fall under my emblem. So I am fully responsible for their operational activities. In the same way, I can also say that their operations have got an impact on me because I have to ensure that there is a service delivery, efficient and effective service delivery that must be given to our taxpayers. So within that, I also lead a team of 7 operational managers that are actually taking care of these regions. So that is the oversight of the position of myself. And then when we come to the key responsibilities of the position itself is that I have to make sure that there are strategic plannings that needs to be done within the operations level. And I have to also to ensure that budget allocations are correctly done. And then I'll also have to make sure that performance agreements or performance management is also taken care of from that angle of a senior manager. So that is actually a kind of, should I say, complex, but strengthening the bone of what the regional senior manager has to do within the context of the unit itself.
Yeah. So, Ms. Frieda, with the upcoming deadlines for individual salaried persons and pensioners, that is now for them to submit their tax returns, what strategies are in place to reduce long queues and ensure that everyone can file their returns on time?
Okay. Thank you, Elise, for the question. Basically, due dates, it's something that we need to do every year. And it means that all the regional managers are currently busy doing their plannings, and the plans are on their way. We will be you can visit our platforms later on, as they will do the road shows and they will do the workstations and pop-up services where taxpayers can actually be assisted from the line or from far from the office itself, where they can go to specific malls or targeted areas in their respective regions. So we have planned in such a way that we will assist our taxpayers this time around efficiently and effectively, not to come to our offices, but rather go where the service is needed. And then that's why we are going for the outreach service programs, where we will be doing these outreach services for submissions of the returns. Additionally, also when we come to our offices, we have also boosted our staff members to assist the frontliners, where the frontliners will have additional staff that can also assist those taxpayers that are coming to our offices. So everywhere, whether it's in the office, whether it's outside the office, we are ready to serve our taxpayers on specifically in this month, and where they are doing the submissions of their returns.
That is awesome. So can you also tell us, in previous years, users have experienced difficulties with ITAS, particularly regarding passwords resetting. So what measures have been implemented to prevent these issues come 30th of June 2024?
Okay. Yeah, Elise, the resetting of the passwords was really giving us tough time last year. But this year, we will say it's something of the past. We have worked around the clock with our line departments where we need to do the best that is needed for our taxpayers. Indeed, every taxpayer that is online can now reset their passwords, meaning that if you are an e-filer, you can log into with your own password and you can reset it immediately from there. Similar, we also have got our staff members on the ground, which will be the frontliners that can also assist our taxpayers. For those that don't have laptops, that can also come into our offices where they can be guided to say that this is where we can help you out when you are coming for a resetting of the password. So both from the online as well as from the walk-in taxpayers, these services are available. Equally, on our website, we have got a video clip for those that doesn't want to come in, that they can also follow from the video clip that is on the ITAS website itself, where they can be guided how to reset the password. So we are ready equally for both in walk-in as well as online. So the convenience is already been created.
That is such good news. So what are the primary challenges faced by our regional operations team, and what steps have you taken to address and mitigate these challenges?
Elise, the primary challenges within our domain for regional operations is basically the IT equipments. That's the biggest challenge that we are currently having on ground. We need additional Wi-Fi's, we need additional laptops, we need additional computers to provide this service, most especially in this time where submissions of returns are part of our jurisdiction, where we need to give that service to our taxpayers. But the line departments, the ICT and the regional office is currently busy working on a strategy where we can acquire additional equipments, of which that will not also be a biggest problem for now. So we are actually ready. ICT is also ready. It's just a matter of time that we'll get our laptops and equipments to facilitate this whole process of outreach programs and roadshows. So there is nothing that is a challenge for us. It's a matter of just to get the information or spearhead with the ICT department so that we can get these laptops assigned to us and then do the work that is needed for our taxpayers.
Well, that is great news. So we are geared up for this year. So as we wrap up, Ms. Frieda, do you have any final message or any advice that you want to give our taxpayers?
Yes, definitely. To our taxpayers watching the program now, we are urging all the taxpayers to make sure that they return their returns, pay-as-you-earn N5s that they have already received from their employers to submit as early as possible. The earlier, the better, so that we don't have this last day of submissions and queues. Equally, we are also urging those that are on ITAS as e-filers, submit it immediately. And this will do convenience to all of us as taxpayers as well as the agency itself. Hence, we are ready as a team from our regional operations, and we are looking forward to assist you as taxpayers. We do have seamless service. Come and experience our seamless service, and we will be positively impacting our Namibian nation. Thank you.
Ms. Frieda, thank you so much for coming in today and share with us this valuable information that I believe maybe some taxpayers had questions about what you have answered. So we are grateful for you taking out the time in your busy schedule to come and join us today here at Kachenu.
Thank you, Alice. Thank you.
And with that, we are wrapping up our discussion with Ms. Frieda Muaine, Senior Manager, Regional Operations, Domestic Taxes. We will be right back after this.
NamRA Kachenu, NamRA Kachenu.
Now let's focus on detention, seizure, and disposal procedures, including destruction.
Good morning. This is Susan Beekes, Regional Manager for the Northern Region. And today we'll be talking a little bit about detention, seizures and disposal. Now normally when you entering the border and you have your clearance documents and you are short of any import permit, that will now lead to detention, because detention is normally for goods that are restricted and you don't have the necessary documentation at the time of entry or clearance. Goods will then be detained until such documents can be provided. Or should it be that you are passing through some of the roadblocks and you do not have your necessary documentation with you, the officials will then detain your goods until proof can be submitted that goods were duly imported and duties are collected. Normally, any goods that are prohibited will lead to seizure. Now, even before we seize these goods, like even your IPR goods, we will first detain it, send it to the brand holder for confirmation through an affidavit before the goods are then seized. We will inform you upon the receipt of the affidavit from the brand holder. We will inform you, and then you'll be issued with a seizure notice. When we detain goods, you normally have up to 90 days to come and collect your goods before it's then forfeited to state. When the goods are prohibited, like drugs, pharmaceuticals, which the medical board could not confirm that are registered in Namibia, those goods will also be seized. Any goods that we first detain, we need to have documentary evidence that these goods are not permitted or are not licensed or not legal to be in the country, to be imported even. Then these goods will be seized and destroyed in accordance with the regulations. Now, destruction is normally done in terms of Section 100. First we detain in terms of Section 98, then we seize also in terms of Section 98, then we dispose in terms of Section 100. Now, disposal, we need to obtain Treasury authorization from Ministry of Finance and Enterprises. Once we have the Treasury authorization, be it for destruction, disposal, or for donation to the vulnerable community. Normally the Commissioner will inform us upon submitted. He will say, now these goods, we will give it to the governors, or these goods will go for auction. We will also provide him with recommendations. Upon approval, if it's for auction, Ministry of Works and Transport will normally help us to conduct the auctions because they are the auctioneers. Goods will be sold and the proceeds will be deposited into state accounts. If it is to be destroyed, the brand holder needs to be present the tourism needs to be present, health needs to be present, Namibian police needs to be present, town councils are present, and they all confirm, because destruction certificates needs to be issued, as we need to account again to Ministry of Finance and Enterprises that these goods, as we so requested the Treasury authorization, has been duly destroyed, auctioned or disposed of. So please, colleagues and importers, traders out there, do come forth, seek information. Submit your request through info@namra.org.na, because we're here to provide you with a service. We're here to provide you with information. We want you to be compliant, because the minute that you smuggle your goods and you are caught at the borderlines or you are caught at roadblocks, you spend more money than what you should have. So please do pay what's due to Kaiser and keep what needs to be kept by you in your pocket. Local is lekker, and we're here to serve. I thank you.
In the next insert, we took to the streets to engage the public on the due date of submitting their tax returns with NamRA.
When is the due date for you to submit your income tax return? 30 June. Thank you. Thank you very much. The due date for the income tax return submission.
No, I don't know.
You don't know. You don't want to guess.
No. Everybody idea.
Okay. Do you know when the due date is for you to submit your income tax return? You know that it's that time again that you have to submit your income tax return, right? When is the due date?
Due date 31.
31 of?
31 June.
It's the 30th of June. June only has 30 days. All right. You know that it's time for you to submit your income tax return, right?
But before you proceed,
Yes.
I'm
You are not submitting your returns. You're not registered. Okay. So, when is the due date for you to submit your income tax return?
The 30th of June.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
This month?
Give me a date, specific date, please.
30th of June?
There you go. What is the due date for the income tax return? Submission.
For the submission.
Yes. When do you need to submit your income tax return?
I think it should be every year, isn't it?
Yes, but what is the due date?
I think it's every beginning of the year.
Give me a specific date. The month and the year. The month and the date.
The month is February. Or the second date.
You tried. The due date for you to submit your income tax return is the 30th of June.
Oh,
We're in June now, so
we
we have to
I
submit.
need to submit it.
Yes. And you know where to submit?
Yes.
You know where our offices are? But you know that you don't need to go to the offices anymore. You can do it online. You can register online and you can submit it online. Scan your documents and submit it online.
Here are the trivia of duties.
Did you know? For transfer pricing purposes, cross-border transactions between two related parties should be at arm's length, meaning the price at which two independent parties will be willing to transact.
NamRA. Serving with passion.
Do you want to make a payment for tax debt? Here are the available options for payment.
My name is Angela Kamui, Senior Revenue Treasury Officer at NamRA. I'm going to take you through the process of making payments to our NamRA offices. We have 4 modes of payments which are acceptable at our offices, which are direct deposits, cash payments, electronic fund transfers, and speed points machines. When making electronic fund transfers, we have 2 accounts available for our taxpayers, which is Receiver of Revenue, account 165001, and the VAT dedicated account 165060. When making a direct deposit, our taxpayers need to fill this deposit slip at their commercial bank. You need to have your TIN with you. The TIN consists of 8 characters, and then you should also know the period that you are making the payment for. When making an electronic fund transfer, for your penalty or interest liability due to NamRA, you use the EFT referencing example as shown on the screen. It also has 19 characters, but on the tax type and tax period, you put 999, indicating that the payment is account payment. When making electronic fund transfers, EFT referencing example is shown on the screen, which comprises of 19 characters. The taxpayer reference number comprises of 5 parameters, which are as follows. 1. Represent the payment method, in this case EFT payment. 06. Office of registration or your return office. The 8th character represents your tax identification number. 14 is tax type, in this case employees tax. 2018-06 is the tax period for which the payment is meant for.
In our previous episode, we asked, what was the main agenda discussed during the WCO ESA meetings in Swakopmund? The answer is, to encompass a comprehensive review of the progress made since the decision taken during the 29th Governing Council in Madagascar last year. Key focus areas include the effective implementation of trade agreements, such as the African Continental Free Trade Area and other free trade agreements, efficient revenue mobilization and customs modernization, strengthening compliance and security through data management, addressing the new working methods and the well-being of customs staff. Our question for this episode is, when is the due date for submitting returns for individual salaried persons and pensioners? Kindly email your answer to NamRA Kachenu at namra.org.na. The due date for submission is the 20th of June 2024. The winner will be announced in the next episode.
And with that, we conclude this edition of NamRA Kachenu. We trust that the information shared has been both valuable and insightful. Join us again in 2 weeks' time for the latest updates. Until then, stay informed, stay compliant, and goodbye.
you.